Hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike, I'm the Nightwing coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to get up the LEC and LCS thoughts and opinions series that I've been doing for the channel. Starting get some new stuff going up here and stuff like that. I got very sick these past couple days. I don't know what came over me. I was just completely dead. That's why it was so hard for me to do that video the other night ago. Like, it was just so bad, but I feel a lot better now. There's a lot more League of Legends news and a lot more things I want to talk about, and team aspects as well. Then you get to the aspect of players having injuries, people getting off these super teams. We got a lot of news to go over. Let's kind of just break it all down and just give my overall thoughts and opinions on stuff. This one kind of felt a little bit more it needed to be talked about first, and then we have some more interesting roster routes to go through with certain teams that have been, saying that they're going to leave this team, and you guys pretty much know from my last video who's going to be leaving their team because poorly run organization might be the thing. I think that structure is something that a lot of veterans need in the team. I feel like that they crave that structure where, like, things are ran a certain way. You get to play power picks. You get to be, the person, the star on the team, where it's just not all about you, it's all about you yourself helping the team. And, certain organizations will have that structure and from the outside, and then you kind of see what happens on the inside, and you're just thinking to yourself, like, really, do you really have that structure? It just always feels like that, and it just never really feels as if it is the thing to really help out with how the team is supposed to actually be structured. But let's get into the news. Team Liquid's Impact suffers a neck injury following a car accident last night. He seems to be fine, and he joked about the situation on Twitter. Oh, my boy Impact. I love you, Impact. As you guys know, Impact used to be C9's old top laner. It's really weird calling him C9's old top laner. That sounds weird. Team Liquid's League of Legends top laner, Impact, was involved in a car accident last night and injured his neck, he said on Twitter. I was in Uber and car got crashed, he wrote, so lucky I'm alive. You guys need to fasten your seatbelt. He shared a picture of both cars after the crash, and the front of both of them were considerably damaged. And then on Twitter, he posts, I was in an Uber and car got crashed. So lucky I'm alive. You guys need to fasten your seatbelts. Impact joked about the situation a few hours later. He published a photo of him wearing a cervical collar at the hospital and wrote, top alive. In another photo, Liquid's Academy mid laner Insanity is next to him, also wearing a cervical collar and smiling in front of the camera. And he confirmed he was in the car with Impact. Both of them weren't in hospital beds when they took these pictures, so it's likely that they won't need to be hospitalized due to their injuries. Still, none of them said if their injuries will force them to be out of Liquid's upcoming matches. Liquid's next matches in the 2019 LCS Summer Split are against Clutch on July 20th, which we'll be attending to, and Golden Guardians on July 21st, while the Academy roster plays today against Golden Guardians Academy. Liquid holds the top spot in the summer split right now with 9 wins and 3 losses. They just need one more win basically to secure a playoffs spot this season, but good performances in upcoming games could also give Liquid a bye into semifinals like they had before last split, where they got to choose FlyQuest. Holy crap. So, Impact being injured, these things happen. There's not really much to go over it. I hope he's able to. He's most likely not going to be able to play. Could you imagine being like that and trying to, focus when the pain's right on your neck? For overall, for the health of him, I would personally not want him to play. And there's nothing to do with me being a fan of another team. It's got nothing to do with, Cloud9 getting that first place spot. You have to look at it from a human perspective. He's injured playing a game. I don't know, people always say, oh, this player was... There's a reason why players sit out when they're sick. Have you tried playing League when you're sick? Does not work at all. I've tried playing League when I'm sick, and I literally cannot do it. You're, delirious looking at the game. It's just, if you're injured or sick, I would say not play. Yeah, people are going to look at Team Liquid bad in a certain way for just, a couple weeks, but as long as he's healthy, I think that's what matters the most, personally, so... Yeah, Impact got in a car accident. I hope you feel better, buddy. I really would not want you playing these weeks because I would rather have you healthy, because that's just what matters more, honestly. these big damage neck injuries can be a lot more severe in the future, and these things should be treated as such right now, so it doesn't happen in the future that way after all. But that's how I see it in that type of aspects. So we have a lot more stuff to go through. Soaz addresses Misfits roster changes, hints at his departure from the team. The Paris Baguette, Soaz, everybody's dog champion favorite, Misfits Gaming's veteran top laner Soaz has commented on the huge roster moves that the team made before the 5th week of the 2019 LEC summer split. Misfits recently replaced its entire starting lineup with its academy team while moving the rest of the players to the bench. It was a drastic move by Misfits after going through a rough year so far. And spoiler alert, they lost today. So prior to the start of the summer split, scrims were going better, and I was very confident in my own abilities, so I said. But as the season went by, we were not improving as fast as we needed to, similar to what happened in spring, so management decided to play the entire academy team in LEC. Then he writes this on Twitter right here, and then he writes he pretty much confirms he's leaving. Thank you for everyone who has reached out so far, for all the fans who have supported me during this time. I'm still very confident in myself, and you guys will definitely be seeing me again soon. I will miss playing with all of you guys, Gorilla, Max Lore, Febevin, Hansama, and then I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next year at Worlds. So he kind of knows that this year he kind of made a mistake leaving Fnatic for Misfits. I personally didn't think it was going to work out. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, JTH, he actually had less faith in Misfits than I did. I thought with enough of those star power, they'll be able to actually compete at the highest level and get themselves back to Worlds. But I don't think this roster moves for Misfits is going to be that 1 week thing. I think they're going to run with the rest of this roster throughout the rest of the split and see if it actually makes a difference. And I mean, a lot of people don't like him, like Soaz a lot. I mean, I don't hate the guy. I think he's a pretty cool guy, all things considered. Yeah, he can be a little bit cocky, but hey, all European players are cocky, so you gotta always take that with a grain of salt. But overall, that pretty much confirms he is leaving. I mean, if that's not a red flag to a person leaving, then I mean, Misfits, I don't really know what's really wrong with them. Like they had a huge high in 2017 when they almost upset SKT, and then everything went downhill after that. Then they get an upset over G2 in the quarterfinals, and then they have this really decent series against Fnatic, and then Caps makes that huge Vayne play against Hansama. Then they play against Vitality, they lose against Vitality. Then they play against Splice in the round 1 of the Gauntlet, they lose in the Gauntlet. Then they try to build a super team. Literally, that doesn't work in spring. I don't know what's wrong with the org. Well, what's going on here? What is making players fail? Jesus did not do that much damage. Jesus was a coach for like 5 weeks. I don't know what's going on. This iteration of Misfits hasn't seen much success in 2019 compared to previous years, but the start of the year, many people thought Misfits had as a super team to compete with Fnatic and G2 esports. But a few weeks into the 2019 spring split, everyone knew this wasn't the case at all. The roster had enough firepower to keep up with the top teams in the league, but their overall synergy wasn't up to par whatsoever. As a result, the team floundered and ended last season in 8th place. Misfits have a 2-6 record 4 weeks into the summer. If the team's management didn't make a change, the roster might have crashed and burned once again. Along with his thoughts on the roster changes, Soaz said he'll miss playing with the rest of his teammates, which would suggest that he's either leaving or multiple players on the team are parting ways. This news coincides with a supposed leak from Echo Fox's jungler Rush, who said he's returning to Korea with Gorilla. Yeah, we'll go over that in a moment. So yeah, I mean, it sucks though. You try to go to a team, and then obviously it doesn't really pan out that way. Things just don't work out. It happens, but I'm pretty sure he'll find a team. People always regard Soaz as a really good top laner, debatably really good top laner, but I think that's something you have to decide for yourself if you think it's a pretty good top laner. Now, this was an interesting article that I saw. Not Wadid. Oh my god, why can I speak? I'm still kind of blurry from all that medicine I took, guys. Forgive me. Wild Turtle on swapping in Wadid. We don't want to be bad anymore. Oh my god. It sounds like Oh wow. Okay, okay. You guys know what that means. I'm not gonna go over it, but yeah, man, that sounds mean. Last night, oh my God. Last split, FlyQuest were on the verge of becoming a top contender in the LCS. They had a 9-9 record in the regular season and finished 4th overall. Not surprisingly, the team kept the same starting roster going into the summer split. But since the start of the split, FlyQuest have suffered loss after loss, falling into 9th place. The rest of the season was looking grim until the last weekend where Wadid replaced JJ in FlyQuest's starting lineup. While the swap has helped FlyQuest win 2 out of the past 3 games, it's difficult to say whether this will create the lasting improvements, but Wild Turtle believes this change has at least increased the motivation for the team. I think normally just having a roster swap can kind of bring upon a new honeymoon phase when the team, and I think just bringing on Wadid remotivates a lot of players on the current teams, Wild Turtle told .esports, and I think that's kind of what's going on with Wadid. We're just bringing out a new player, so we don't want to be bad anymore. We're trying to motivate ourselves more. Mid-season swaps are common in the LCS, and while some are unexpected moves, others come naturally. For Wild Turtle and FlyQuest, the decision to bring in Wadid was pretty seamless. I don't want to say swapping was planned, but it was definitely in the back of our minds that we could potentially be using Wadid a lot more than JJ, he said. I think we pretty much had tryouts where it's kind of like which one works well with our team. So we actually split scrims with JJ and split some scrims with Wadid, and I think eventually we kind of shifted over to Wadid completely. It seems like Wadid will remain in the lineup for the foreseeable future, but Wild Turtle left the door open for JJ to return if he performs better than Wadid, despite saying that Wadid seemed to fit the team better than JJ. Although the switch from JJ to Wadid appeared effortless, there are clear distinctions between the player's strengths, and that made Wadid the better option according to Wild Turtle. Additionally, the differences stem from the experience gap between Wadid and JJ. I think he sees some engages a lot better than JJ does, Wild Turtle says. I think he knows the timings a little bit better as well, and I think he's very vocal around how he calls for things, and I think he's definitely a little bit different from JJ. I think he also contributes a lot more to the feedback, like after the games, like we had better discussions with Wadid rather than with JJ. I think that's due to JJ's inexperience around what to talk about. While Wild Turtle believes the swap is beneficial overall, it doesn't come without growing pains. Since joining FlyQuest, Wild Turtle has lain with Lemonation, oh my god, Stunned, and of course JJ. Despite his experience laning with multitude of players, synergy isn't built overnight. This is the first time Wild Turtle and Wadid have played together, so it'll take time for the two to fully grasp each other's playstyle. And then you guys obviously see a lot of more stuff being said. It's basically a whole Wild Turtle interview, but I think he's saying that, Wadid is better than JJ. That's why we're playing him. And that's kind of what this says, in general. Okay, and then let's go to the very few last things, and let's see where stuff is coming out. Riot, report. Riot Games to terminate Echo Fox's LCS license if team fails to remove owner. Will Echo Fox stay in the league? What? Riot Games plan to terminate Echo Fox's LCS license on Monday if the team does not remove minority owner Amit Raizada, who used several racial slurs in emails and text messages, according to an ESPN eSport report. Riot initially allowed Echo Fox a 60-day window to resolve the ownership issue, but it gave the organization a 7-day extension earlier this week. From the beginning, Riot threatened it would take action toward Echo Fox if Raizada was not removed. ESPN reported today that if Raizada is not removed by Monday, Riot will notify Echo Fox a breach of agreement, which would force the team out of the LCS. Echo Fox has been a part of the league for several years, not doing anything, but hey, that's just my own personal opinion. That is weird. As you guys know, Rick Fox had that problem with one of the owners of Echo Fox saying racial things to him, obviously. Yeah, this is very serious. They need to do something, because Echo Fox, you're gonna be out of the league, and then you can make it wait for Immortals to come back. Oh, wait a minute, Immortals will be back when they take over Optic Spot. So I mean, yeah, I'm being honest here, guys. He wants to keep his esports brand alive. You got to get rid of that guy. Just literally do it. He's a trash bag anyway. Like, what are you losing? Like, he's got a lot of money. Whatever. You can find a lot of people that want to invest in esports with a lot of money. Talk to Shaq. He used to be on the Lakers, Rick Fox. Come on, dude. You got this, bro. And that's pretty much it for all the news on that. I think there was one about Rush going to Korea with Gorilla. This pretty much confirms that, Gorilla is leaving Misfits. Rush says he's going back to Korea with Gorilla. Could the duo be reunited with KT Rolster? Ooh. Rush and Gorilla were the two highest profile Korean imports to sign with Western teams the last offseason. So far, they've also been two of the most disappointing. The respective teams, Echo Fox and Misfits, have tumbled out of the playoff contention in large part because of the tepid play from the two former stars. But with all of that context, what Russ said on his stream last night was still a shocker. He revealed that he was heading back to Korea in a conversation with good friend Jensen, but then also said offhand that he was leaving with someone else in tow, Gorilla. Rush's stream is a full of memes, and he often can be taken seriously, but in this case, he tries to play it off like the fact that he just leaked major news in an over-the-top joking manner. It seemed like that he didn't mean to say that Gorilla was going with him. Either that or he's just an amazing actor. Unlike Rush, Gorilla has started the whole split for Misfits, though the team has experimented at its jungle and mid lane positions for the last few weeks, but he certainly doesn't look like the Gorilla of old, and his engages, never a strong suit, have consistently fallen flat. If the two head back to the LCK, the one team that seemed like a natural fit is KT Rolster. Rush played for KT Rolster last year as a substitute behind Score, and KT signed Gorilla's longtime partner Prey out of retirement a few months ago. It would be a reunion of League's longest tenured duo lanes. The two would have joined the former Rock Tigers top laner Smev. This is all speculation at this point, and we've reached out to Rush and Gorilla for a response, but on paper, with all these teams struggling, the move certainly makes sense. So, yeah, I can see it happening. And then the last thing is, did my friend text me back? What is this? All right, so that's that. All right, so this is the last thing, guys. This is the last thing. 100 Thieves raises $35 million for esports teams in LA headquarters. Nate Shot out here making money. 100 Thieves raised $35 million in funding for its esport club, content business, and its apparel business. The company will also use the funds to bring all of its business under one roof at a new headquarters and training facility in Los Angeles. Artist Capital Management, the New York-based growth investment firm, led the round, and its chief investor, Josh Dinstag, will join 100 Thieves' board of directors. The third round of funding also includes a new investment from Agal Venturas, the technology investment firm of Group Aronvalt, controlling shareholder of Louis Vuitton Motet Hennessy. This past year has been a massive success for 100 Thieves. Our esports teams are winning championships, our apparel is selling out, and our podcasts have topped the charts, said Nate Shot, CEO of 100 Thieves. In a statement, Artist Capital Management saw our vision and our progress and has stepped up to support us. We now have everything we need to be the biggest gaming and esports brand in the world. Since raising its Series A round in October of 2018, 100 Thieves has grown all of its business units competitively. 100 Thieves has won the two most recent Call of Duty major championships, competed in the 2018 League of Legends World Championships, where they weren't good in, and is sending 6 qualifiers to the upcoming Fortnite Cup, said John Robinson, president and chief operating officer of 100 Thieves, in an interview with GamesBeat. Robinson said that the company's limited edition apparel continues to sell out. Its most recent drop of apparel on its website generated over 500,000 in revenue in just under 5 minutes, he said. We are able to wrap up our fundraising and focus and grow the business now, said Robinson. So basically, they made a lot of money. They always sell their apparel. People are always buying their jerseys. People are always buying their apparel. I mean, congrats to you, Nate Shot. You definitely made a lot of money, and it's definitely working out. Now, if you could only fix that League of Legends situation. Now, I actually have no clue how their Call of Duty team works, how their Fortnite players work. We have a lot of esports brands branding into Fortnite, getting world champions at 12 years old. That's ridiculous. But the fact that he can get all of this just from being in brand of an esport just under last year starting and going through so much scrutiny with like the media situation, the Cody Sun situation. But they seem to mitigate their League of Legends situation and really understood, okay, League is a thing that's going to have to grow for a very long time, right? But right now, we can understand that we can grow other esports, and then League's situation will get a lot better based off of what we're working on. So, see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing signing out. See you later. See you guys later. Bye.